Hello friends, welcome to UK Dreamers. This is Dr. Aman. In today's video, we will be talking about what are the various reasons that can cause an incorrect salary and how to approach this condition, whom to email, whom to connect with so that you get your appropriate salaries in your accounts. So as you all are aware that you usually get your salaries on the month end about 27, 28, and you do get your pay slips 2-3 days before that, usually on the 25th of every month. So many of my colleagues have made excellent videos explaining the pay slips, whatnot, and how to go about it, all the in-depth analysis of your pay slips. But usually I will give you just the 5 basic reasons why you can have the incorrect salaries and how to go about it basically. So let's start. Reason number 1, the basic salary. So if you guys are working as, for instance, clinical fellow, junior fellow, your basic pay would be, something different. At the moment, it's close to 43,000 as your basic, isn't it? The same if you're working as a senior fellow, registrar and all, your pay is somewhere going to be between 50 to 55,000, isn't it? So what can happen basically is, for instance, you change your trust, you change your post, you change your rotation, you change your designation, whatever these reasons may be. What can happen is there might be a delay in relaying that information to the payroll guys or the medical staffing guys, and this can lead for you to get reduced pays. For instance, I'll give you my example. While I was at trust grade, I was working in the medical department, so I switched from one of the medical departments to acute medicine. So acute medicine have their own sort of rota where they have their registrars and SHOs and all whatnot. So basically the funding varies. So what happened is, because I was still a senior fellow, but I went to medicine, but they kept me on a SHO rota. So I don't know who made this understanding. So I was reduced from the senior fellow's pay of say about 50,000 to a junior fellow pay of 40,000 as the basic salary. So now I got this pay wrong. Okay, yeah, so I noticed that, oh, the money is less. So I emailed the payroll guys. Okay, the payroll guys said that this 40,000 is the salary that they are paying because they've been advised to pay that. Okay, I emailed back this to the medical staffing. After a couple of days, they emailed me, apologies for the inconvenience, but we've received this information. We thought you were still on the low pay. Okay, they accepted their mistake. They said you will get the money back the next month as an arrear. Great, I'm happy. I just keep going on doing my job and stuff. Next very month, I get the pay still reduced. I emailed medical staffing again, guys, what's happening? They said they did send it, but it did not get sent through someday, some specific date in the month, so that it didn't get approved by then, but it has been approved now, so I will get it very next month. I said, all right, guys. Third very month, I still get the inappropriate salary. Reason is someone did not sign, someone forgot. I don't know what the reason was. It was never given any appropriate reason. So I'm promised that very next month I would be getting the appropriate salary. Yes, 4th month I do get the basic salary as the salary which I should have been gotten like 4 months ago. So now I do get the arrear for those 3 months as well. Now the trouble is, because the money of that very month is suddenly very high, tax deduction goes high, pension deduction goes high because it was inappropriately getting deducted at less level in the past 3 months. So your whole decorum, equilibrium of the pay slip goes somewhere where you have to do the damage control now, because the money that you should have got in those 4 months was slightly more than the money that you actually gotten, because all of these complications with the taxations, the deductions, the NI, the pensions and whatnot. So make sure if you get a basic pay salary less, that is the first and foremost thing you need to escalate. Another thing in this very basic pay is, if you're getting more salary, make sure you report that as well, because if you don't, they will find out at some point of time and they will deduct all those money back. So it becomes quite a tedious job working with less money, because you were habituated working with more money. Okay, so make sure any money less, any money more, you have to report it back. How do we report and all? I'll show it. I'll discuss in the videos. And the second most common reason that you get inappropriate pay is the taxation. So when you go and look at your pay slips, there is some sort of tax code written in everyone's pay slip. Usually people would get the correct tax codes, but for instance, as I said, if if you're changing your trusts, if you're starting a new post, you're getting a promotion, getting more salary, the tax codes can be inappropriate in the way, so that at times what people can do is the staffing or the payroll, since they don't get any previous information, they would put you on an emergency tax bracket, which is way higher, which is the most common scenario faced by many of the medics. So make sure you make your HMRC account. I've made a small video about it. Make sure you get your account, you do your self-assessment, you would get your tax code on all, and before you get your salary, make sure you email it to the medical staffing asking them, make sure you email the payroll asking them how your taxation code is being reflected as, because if you're getting more tax deducted, yes, they might reduce the tax in the coming successive months, but that very month you're getting very less pay home, which is again a cause of concern. So make sure you reflected well and escalated well. Third common reason, sick leave. You were not well, you called in sick, great. Now you're better, you resumed your work, you're working. End of the month, you get a reduced salary. The reason? You never closed your sick leave. So there's a system in the UK that if you're going for sick leaves, you have to come back and report that now you're better, please close my sick leaves. So no matter if you call them, you email them, I usually do this in written, so that if I'm going on sick, I would phone them and also email them, and on the trailer of that email I would write them when I have returned to kindly close my pay sick leave. The reason being, if you remain on this long, you would get the sick pay, which is relatively less, so it is your fault. You can go and have a look on my ESR app, make sure you've got the login details and everything. So it will give you a brief summary how many absences you had, whether it was sanctioned, non-sanctioned, approved, non-approved, whatsoever. This will eventually help you in your ILR application as well. So make sure you get them, and keep an eye on your sick leaves. If you've taken them, make sure you close them. Fourth reason is the locums. So all of us would do some point a few extra shifts. What happens is, for those extra shifts to be approved, there is a certain threshold deadline. So at times, if it doesn't get approved on those days, you will not get the money in that very month. For instance, you're working few locums in December now. If you don't get them sanctioned by I think first week of Jan or something, it varies from trust to trust, so you will not get that money in December, like January slip. Then you would have to go back, because if it get left, you would get it at some point of time, but again the same scenario as I told. For instance, you get that huge sum of money in 1 month, the taxation goes up, the deductions go up, so it makes your payslip go quite messy and the finances get messed as well. Fifth reason is, for instance, if you are on any sort of salary sacrifice scheme, or you've taken some advance, or you're on some sort of deductions for something, make sure that those deductions are appropriate. If you're getting more, if you're getting less, tell them well in advance, and that will save you from a lot of unnecessary hustle. So how to go about if you are facing such sort of incorrect salary issues? There are two very important departments that you need to involve straight away. First is your payroll. You can find the details of your payroll on your trust web page, or just go and search on the NHS mail, but best is to look at the details on your trust's website. Call them, make sure that you get to know, because different payroll officer would be designated to different people. They may have a generic email or may have personalized emails, but you need to inform the correct person. Ask the correct person, keep chasing them for the money that's been deducted and whatnot. The second people would be the medical staffing, because if the salary structure has been sent inappropriately to the medical payrolls, they would be paying you less, because it's not their fault. So I'm not doing the blame game here, that who's at fault and who's not, but it's your money and you're losing that money because something happened which should not have happened. So if it has, don't lose heart, don't lose your patience, don't get angry. Nothing's going to solve those things. Make sure you email the inappropriateness to the adequate persons, escalate it well, and keep chasing it till you get your money back. And as I said in the beginning, if you're getting more money, make sure you report that too. I hope this was a little bit useful to you guys. Until then, keep liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. I'll see you in next video soon. Take care, guys. Cheers. Bye.